Hey, yo, Choice here. Thank you for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit here. I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about, what's happening. And I'm going to have to speak about this for a while. You know what's happening is we're believing what other people are saying about us. We are believing what other people say about us. And they know every time, and I'm talking about they, peak the game. Every time they want to create another industry, find a way to collect some more money, get some more money out of us. Because that's mostly what it is. It's a number of things. One is to make sure that some folk do not become the majority, because we believe we're not the majority. We call ourselves the minority when we are actually the majority. That's one of those belief things that we have to do away with. The other thing is, it's always about dollars and cents. It's all about the money, money and power. Okay? But I'm going to share something with you. I'd like to share this and hope you can really peek this. Check this out. Because sometimes we need to be reminded, and when we can see things clearly, it doesn't just come into our world without us being aware of it. It's about power, it's about money, it's about maintaining the status quo. So every time you see a new narrative push, here I go again, what is it about? Is it about creating a new industry in order to make more money, keep power, or cull the population? Injecting narratives that will cause people to feel they need help. So it's a subversive type technique, if you will. There's a subversion thing going on here, if you will, where you bring people down to the lowest denominator, and then you invoke fear, and then you begin to tell them how to feel and what to think in all forms, subconsciously, subliminally, or straight out and direct, by a consistent hammering of information that will then cause them to behave a certain way, to react a certain way, to feel a certain way. And so when you know that you are observing something that is being done intentionally so that power may be maintained or gotten, that populations can be culled, or that a new industry can be erected, then you begin to see it more clearly of what it is. And there's all types of narratives that are being played now. Sometimes it's played out in movies. Sometimes you have groups that are just pasting it all over through our, everyday things. You have people that are even put into the various chat rooms to push certain thoughts and agenda, to keep planting seeds in the audience that's there, and all kinds of things. But you don't have to concern yourself with any of these things. Remember, there isn't anything to fear because the ball is always in your court. I'm just bringing it to light so that if you're ever in a chat room, and there's some, we'll call them trolls, that come along and stuff, but sometimes it's like soft. So it's not so harsh. What it is a constant push and putting in this and putting and saying this and saying that until someone agrees. and then someone agrees, and then you have enough of people agreeing, and then it becomes that collective thing where you kind of like go along with it, or you kind of like just keep listening to it, as people are pushing these things. So remember, when you're in these different chat rooms and you are on these different platforms and see clearly, what is this? And it's not about being paranoid, because soon it will become just as blatant and plain as day. Many people are woke. Many people see it. It's plain as day. They like, they shut it down. But what happens is people know that if you continue to push the narrative, they wear you down, they wear you out. If they continue to push the narrative, when they're doing, and their intention is to do this by any means necessary, so it's either they wear you down, wear you out, and eventually own you, or you step out of the game. I always talk about your own narrative. You either let them wear you out, wear you down until they own you more so, because ownership it's never been, ownership has just been transferred. It's never really been relinquished. It's only been transferred. And for as long as our minds are in the game, it will forever just be transferred to the next narrative. Remember that. For as long as we're playing in their game, on their field, with their rules, we will only go from one game to the next, but the owner will still have the title. So until you create your own narrative and you take on your own title to your own being, then it's a different story. So I said all of this to say that when you decide that you will no longer play their game by their rules, all those that are working on one accord to wear you out, wear you down, and maintain power, or majority, or supremacy, all of that is with you. And like I said before, they only have it because you've given it over. Okay? So, that's just a little talk on that. And I'll keep talking about this for a while until it seeps into the subconscious mind. All power is within. No one has any power over you. Yeah, they want to get into your thinking, know exactly what you think, and that's what's going on now. Trying to get into your mind, know exactly how you're feeling, exactly what you're thinking, so they can begin to pull the strings, you know what I mean? And decide for you what you will think, what you will feel. This is what's happening now. But as people are awakening and becoming more aware of the different ways that this is done, either to, form another industry, gain a little more power, maintain the majority or perceived majority. And for as long as we believe what they are saying to us as reality, as true, as long as we perceive it as that, then this is what it must be in our world. But for as long as we know that we are supreme, as long as we know that we are supreme, that we are rich beyond measure, that we are powerful beyond measure, remember, you got to send the signal to your DNA. Your protein, gotta send the signal, okay? You are powerful beyond measure. Once you let your mind expand, this is what will expand for you. And this is what the rush is about. This new idea of woke means that people know that they have control over their own. That people have control over their own mind and their own consciousness and their own life and their own creative force and power. That they just give over, that we just give over. But once we get smart and wise up about this stuff, you know, it's a whole new game. So much love, food for thought, and I'm going to keep talking and keep talking and keep talking till it becomes like automatic for you, automatic walking in your power, talking in your power, believing and thinking and perceiving with your and in your power, knowing the power of your tongue, of your mind, of your thoughts, of your imagination, of your perception, of your beliefs, of your heart. There is no greater power other than that flows through you, which is you. Period. Much love. Choice here. Namaste.